Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Seminary. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. It's kind of funny that everywhere you look around, and everywhere, if you listen carefully, you definitely will hear that these people are looking for a way to send people away. All right. And then the people that are saying that they do not want migrants in their country are also migrants. But this is the reality. Have you seen the indigenous people of Australia? I definitely will put a picture somewhere so you see it. You see how they look. So that when people tell you that their ancestors fought for this land, which ancestor, which particular one, we need to know who and who. You guys are settlers, for those that do not know. It looks like they do not even, the worst part is the majority of them do not know their history. The fact that they are saying a lot of black people too. And those people are also indigenous to the land. And they are saying that they do not want you people around. That is also one of the reasons why they've been preaching and are wanting more people to give birth, because they want their population to be up. They already know that as predicted, in a couple of years to come, there won't be anything like, there won't be this anymore. So they are trying all they can to make sure that they are dominating. Stay glued. Let's get into this video.
This country was built by our ancestors. It was bled for by our ancestors on the beaches of Gallipoli, in the bushes of Kokoda. They bled for a white Australia.
I don't know which part of this whole protest that's more embarrassing, the fact that this protest actually took place, or the fact that they let a neo-Nazi, racist, white supremacist take the mic, or not the fact that he said that, 14-year-olds should be of legal age of marriage. Did you guys know this? And Australia was never a white country, given it had a black history of 65,000 years of continuous culture. Hate and racism has no place in this society, and all of you who attended this rally, embarrassing.
White people everywhere are collectively complaining about immigration. Did a global white whistle go out and say that this is the issue you guys need to now take on? Is this the new white man's burden? I'm confused. You got the Australians acting up, the Reform Party in the UK, the MAGA Americans. What happened? Why y'all all mad at immigration? Let's be honest. It's not the immigrants that they're mad at. It's the black, browns, and others that come with it. Because they don't mind white immigrants. It's the others that they don't like. Mind you, only one out of the three that I mentioned is actually indigenous to the land. White Australians are not indigenous to Australia. White Americans are not, as we all know, indigenous to America. It's only the Anglo-Saxons in England that, have claim to their land. And based on how much shit England has done to the rest of the world, you deserve the immigration. That should be okay. I'm so confused. Why is the immigration a problem? If your ancestors, if y'all would have just stayed in Europe, we probably wouldn't be dealing with this. Y'all just needed to stay in Europe. The problem is the Europeans are the OG immigrators. They never stayed on that damn continent. And even if they went out, they could have returned back and never interacted or did anything bad and shady to the rest of the world. The problem is that they did. And now y'all are facing the consequences. And it's not even consequences. It's just globalization at this point. It's immigration. Why are y'all mad? It's why are y'all mad? Y'all just don't like the black, browns, and others. Why are y'all mad? Come on. OG immigrants, y'all should be understanding for the new immigrants. The Europeans, if anyone's to blame for the level of immigration that we're seeing in the world right now, it's the OGs. They should have stuck to Europe. That's all it is.
So I saw what happened in Australia, and apparently Ireland. Y'all been talking so much about replacement theory. Apparently, y'all just, expediting the process around the world, huh? I'm serious, man. They're trying to expedite the process. Y'all about to go from global minority to endanger. Y'all keep messing around with people. Oh, look at these minorities minding their business. Let's keep pushing them and see what they do. Do it if you want to. Man, this whole far-right movement about to get y'all sent to the far depths of hell. Your racism has no place in 2025, so find a DeLorean or a TARDIS or get the fuck out. You understand? Keep telling y'all this push for nationalism ain't gonna work, bruh. Y'all better stop. It's not gonna work. Keep telling y'all this far-right movement gonna get y'all humbled. Big time. I don't care about what history says. I care about right now. You're gonna get your ass whooped in the present. Or as a certain person like to call them on here, y'all might know them, real life consequences.
Just when we thought Australia reached peak embarrassment with Reagan at the Olympics, thousands of mediocre white people in Australia are protesting because they want a white Australia and want to keep Australian white. Did the Aborigines know that? Because Australia has never been a white country or landmass. Apparently, the white Australians have had enough of non-Australian, original, authentic Australians entering Australia and ruining the Australian identity. These people, the descendants of British prisoners and those who came and colonized Australia in 1788, meaning your country is so young, your great-grandparents, most of them, were the colonizers.
Well, you've got Lebanese heritage yourself.
Oh, mate, don't say that, because that irritates me, and I punch blokes in the mouth for saying that. Don't you dare say that. My family have been in this country for 140 years, right? So if you say anything like that, I have, on many occasions, punched blokes in the mouth, right? So I'm restraining myself.
Bob Qatar, and I'm saying it with the accent, you definitely 100% are Lebanese, and you want to be white. That's why you're upset. It will never make sense to me how any white person in a settler colony like Australia, like America, like South Africa, can have the gall and the guts to say you hate immigration and we have to close our borders because these people aren't the real people. You're not the real people. You're a fucking immigrant yourself. You are a refugee, a settler, a colonizer. Your family left England and the UK to come colonize and take over the people that were there. Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? I think the world has collectively lost its mind.
Everyone. So I've been off social media for a few days just to sort of clear the old bonce, and I log back on and some right-wing guy has organised a march for Australia. Of march to get immigrants out and for Australian values. Newsflash, bucko. There's literally no Australian culture. I've been here nearly a year, haven't seen 1 ounce of it apart from Aboriginal culture. What are you possibly marching for? I see a housing crisis for this immigrant buddy. Then nothing would happen if the immigrants weren't here. This place would be completely fucked. There's only 25 million people here. And it's massive, what values are being diluted as well? Like chicken palmies? Is that what this is about? I paid 15 quid or $30 an hour here, minimum wage. Like, what are you complaining about? Now I understand that far right people, they're just annoyed about other things, and the way they're expressing it is a sort of annoyance towards the other, be that, immigrants or anyone different to them. But racist Australians need to get a fucking grip. Also, do they not see the massive irony in the fact that the white people have only been here 150 years? All the racists emigrated from Spain. You're literally ethnically European, and your family came in maximum 150 years ago. Now you want immigrants to leave. Oh my God. It's a comedy that writes itself.
I hope now, after all the footage that's been released from yesterday, we can all recognise what those March for Australia rallies were really about. People tried to claim that it was about mass immigration. I saw people saying that it wasn't even about immigration in general, it's about mass immigration. And yet from all the different videos that came out of yesterday, from all the different sources, there's like no videos talking about resources, the housing crisis, the cost of living crisis, the employment crisis. You know what there are a lot of videos of? From a lot of different sources, neo-Nazis leading all of these protests. Neo-Nazis talking about white pride and white Australia, and we need to take this country back for white Australia and the white man. Neo-Nazis literally attacking people at these protests. They were violent protests. There is even footage of neo-Nazis storming an Aboriginal sovereign camp and attacking the elders and women there. There are women and elders in hospital after this event. These rallies were never about immigration. They were always going to be used as an opportunity to push racist and fascist ideologies. And I think it's important that we recognize that, and we recognize these rallies for what they were, because they weren't just an average Australian going out to protest for the betterment of the country or our community. These protests didn't come from a place of care or concern for our country. They came from a place of white supremacy. And in a multicultural country like Australia, there is simply no room for racism. Australia has never been and will never be a white country. Like, don't forget that this always was and always will be Aboriginal land. This country has black roots. And in today's age, we're lucky enough to have so many diverse cultures that live here. Australia is so much of a multicultural melting pot that it simply will never be a white country.
I don't know who needs to hear this, and it's a shame that people are still denying this fact. But the fact is that if you are white and you live in Australia, you are an immigrant, or you are at least related to an immigrant. There is no such thing as being a foreigner and not being an immigrant. The British immigrated to this place just like any other people immigrate to anywhere else in the world. The fact that they settled it as well is just circumstantial. They got here and then they settled it. But spoiler alert, there were actually already people here when they got here within established society. So I reckon the reason why white people, well, some white people are so obsessed in trying to make it seem like that the original settlers to these lands weren't immigrants is because it's a lot harder to hate another group of immigrants if you have to admit yourself that you are indeed related to an immigrant. Now, that's not to say that if someone looks white but they have indigenous heritage in them, you know, like that, obviously that changes things. But I just mean, if you are, for all intents and purposes, a full-blood white Australian, congratulations, you're related to an immigrant and you weren't originally from these lands, and you have no right to tell anyone else whether they can or cannot come here because news alert.
This is all I got from this video. It looks like everywhere you look, everywhere you check, one thing you are seeing and hearing is the fact that so many people, when I say so many people, these people do not want people that look like me and other people of color to be around them. It's obvious, it's glaring, it shows. We know. Which one is they are indigenous to? It is our land. Our ancestors fought for it. Which ancestors? Have you guys seen the indigenous Australians? Aboriginal, right? I hope I'm correct. Please do not judge me. Aboriginal or Aborigine, whichever one. Please, I'm sure you know what I'm saying. You need to see the indigenous people of Australia. Very dark people. And that one stood and said, our ancestors fought for us. I am so ashamed of the things going on. Now, it's more like the thing Stephen Miller said, left for him, it's going to be 100 million people or people that look like him all over, you know. And now you all can, did you guys notice that there is actually decline in their population? That's why they are also encouraging people to have more children. have more children. But it's kind of very funny that people that do not own the land, I just do not understand how they have been all over trying to claim people's land, just like the settlers in United States and also the settlers that their ancestors moved from Europe to Australia to go and now they want to claim the land. Now go away. Go away. What do white people have in common? What do they have in common? They have a lot in common, and you and I know it. The people that went all over stealing, the fact that, sis, I will not get over it. I say this all the time on Nayasim. The fact that these people traveled worldwide to go and to steal spices that they don't even use today. They don't even use it though. They don't spice their food. Have you ever seen their meat? Have you ever seen their white chicken? So what was the essence of going around, taking all those things, stealing them from people? I will draw the cut in here. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.